What's up, Hot Wheel heads? Welcome back to Esto's Custom Hot Wheels. And like I said in my last video, if we hit the 100 subscribers, I was going to work on this 67 convertible GTO. So that's what we're doing. We're going to do a quick little custom on this 67 convertible GTO. An in-depth custom of how I'm going to go ahead and piece this car together. So I'm going to start off by saying the paint job is freaking sweet on this car. And I'm not going to do anything about that paint job. I'm going to keep it. What we're going to do is we're just going to give it some details. We're going to put some nice wheels on it. We're going to lower it a little bit. And we're just going to make this car just look outright beautiful. So I'm going to start with these wheels. We're going to use some alloys that I picked up not too long ago here. And I got to say, this GTO is amazing. I got it on eBay and I paid a pretty penny for it, but I think it was totally worth it. I've been holding on to it for my to celebrate when I get my 100 subscriber, and we're celebrating, baby. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and crack it open, and let's get to work on this 67 GTO. Okay, so we got her open. So let's take her apart nice and slowly. I don't want to make sure that I didn't break any of the pieces. As you can see, the windshield is separate from the body. The paint looks really good. The GTO lettering looks really nice on it. So let's go ahead and cut these wheels out so we can start fitting in our alloy wheels. The front end of the GTO is nice and chrome, and so is the bumper, but the sides of the chassis is chrome, and I don't want the sides to be chrome. We're going to go ahead and paint it black. And I said I was going to be lowering just a little bit, so we're going to have to cut off this bottom part off of the Hot Wheel chassis here. So when we set it a little bit low, we don't want it to rub against the ground. So that'll make it nice and easy for the wheels to still keep rolling and for us to give it that little bit of a lowered effect. So like I was saying earlier, the sides of this chassis, I want them to be black. I want to keep the bumper and the front end chrome. So I'm going to go ahead and put some tape over that and take it outside, and I'm going to spray paint it all black. This way it's just going to go really nice with the rest of the body of this car. Onto the windshield. The windshield's all plastic, and I don't really like that look. I wanted to give it some trimming. So what we did is I took this Sharpie marker and I'm just running it against the edges of this windshield just to give it a look that it has a metal frame. I didn't want to use a paintbrush because I didn't want to have it smear or make it look worse. So with the Sharpie, it goes right along the edge, and it's going to paint my edges and give it just that little bit extra of a detail, making it look like the windshield does have a frame. I think it's just going to add character to the car. So onto the interior. The red interior I definitely want to keep, but I do want to give it some black edges around it. So we're going to go ahead and paint a little bit of the seats. We're going to give it a black dashboard. We're going to paint that steering wheel, and we're just going to give the interior a little character. I don't want to go too overboard on it because I tend to end up screwing things up. And so I'm going to just keep it as simple as I can so I don't end up screwing it up, because I still do like the red interior on this car. Here comes the fun part, putting the wheels on. So I've already worked with these alloys wheels before. I've got a video already on my in my channel here on how to put these wheels on. I think they're fairly simple. They already come with an axle that's already prepped and ready for you to put the wheels on. You end up getting 2 rivets for each axle. Actually, they pack in 5 rivets just in case you end up losing one. And what you're going to do is you're going to simply just put in the wheel into it, put the rivet to it, and that's pretty much it. And you're going to see as I go. But I've already got that chassis painted black, and I think it looks really nice. And my chrome bumper and my chrome front end, we're going to go ahead and touch that up a little bit later. But like I said about these wheels, just put the wheel in, put the rivet in. I like to use a little super glue because I just want to make sure it doesn't come out. I've seen some guys crimp it. I tried crimping it, and what ended up happening is I ended up squeezing too hard and ended up cutting it. I didn't screw it up because I still had enough room in the axle. I kept going, but I find that the super glue is pretty easy. Just dab in a little super glue, and then put it into the axle there, and just make sure that the wheel doesn't go back to it, so that it doesn't, you know, any residue super glue doesn't end up super gluing it. So let's work with the tail lights now. This was really hard, but I've been practicing. My hands have been getting pretty steady. I still jerk every now and then, but I ended up learning how to keep a steady hand. So I think that my tail lights are going to look pretty sweet. That's all I'm really going to do is just work on the tail lights, and I'm going to leave the rest simple, just the way it is. Okay, so here's our 67 GTO before it went into Esto's custom Hot Wheels garage, and this is our 67 GTO now. I think it looks really sweet. You're going to see some great pictures coming up here. I lowered it just a little bit on the back. I didn't want to have it like make it look like a tail drag or anything. I did that with my 64 Impala, and I think it came out really nice. But I just wanted this car just to look really sleek, really mean, and I think I did it. I think I pulled it off. I mean, this is definitely a whip I would like to own in my garage one day when I become a filthy millionaire. Until then, I gotta settle for these, but I think that this GTO came out really sweet. It's got a lot of character, and I'm happy that I was able to do this to celebrate our 100 subscriber. I've got a lot more cars in my collection that I want to keep moving forward with and keep customizing, and I like to share my work with all you guys, and I love hearing from you guys what you guys think about how my cars came out. So again, I really appreciate you guys tuning in here and watching my videos here at Esto's Custom, and like always, I like to hear from you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. I'll be working on a Charger and a Mustang, so I think it's going to be real sweet. Thanks.